Jesse, I'm Zeïneb. I'm from Tunisia and I live in Madrid. I studied last year for 6 months English, and I want to improve my pronunciation. I'm working in logistics company. I'm responsible of French team. It's all for me. Thank you.
It's good. Woohoo! Well, I love it when people share this. So I love your courage. I'm gonna go sentence by sentence. All right. Love it. I love the courage it takes. I love that you speak 3 languages. So I'm going to, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but it's okay. I'm going to listen to it again and I'm going to write things word by word, like in a phrase, so you can repeat after me, a native speaker. All right.
Jesse, I'm Zainab. I'm from Tunisia and I live in Madrid.
So, hi, Jesse. I'm Zeynab. I think I said that right. So, hi, Jesse. I'm Zeynab. When I put my hand out, you can repeat. Then, your next sentence. I heard you say I live in Madrid. There's 2 things I want to bring to your attention. I think you have the Arabic R. So, I'm going to get everyone to repeat after me. So, r, 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 not r, r, because the Arabic, Spanish kind of are. So, it's Madrid. Madrid. And you might actually say that because you live in Spain, but Madrid. Plus, I'm going to show you something. This is very common. I noticed this among Spanish speakers, but I did not realize this might be. This actually might be an Arabic thing too. So we have leave, leave, eh, live, eh, live. Okay, so live, leave, live. Right, so the if you want to practice more. So if you want to practice more, and Pedro, want to. If you want to practice the E and the I sound, I will, after I post this, I will post in the description a um, pronunciation video for Spanish speakers. I know Spanish is not your first language, but so I live in Madrid. Repeat after me. I live in Madrid. Hello, Jesse. I live in Madrid. Ooh, another thing. Did you hear that? Pedro, this is another thing I'll be talking about in a future video. DR. Okay. It kind of turns into a JR sound. I don't know if you guys noticed that. Madrid. Madrid. So, hi, Jesse. I live in Madrid. I live in Madrid. Madrid. Good. So, hi, Jesse. I live in Madrid. Let me know if you like this. I don't know if I wish. I wish I could find YouTubers that did this in French and Spanish for me. So I'm hoping this is helpful. Okay, now we're going to listen to the next part.
I studied last year for 6 months English. And
I'm just going to listen to that again.
And Jesse, I'm Zainab. I'm from Tunisia and I live in Madrid. I studied last year for 6 months English. And I Tunisia and I live in Madrid. I studied last year for 6 months English, and I want.
All right, I love it. I had to listen to it a few times to get it. Yeah. So there might be some mistakes here. I'm going to let anyone read this. If you think you know where the mistake is. Mistakes. What the word order should be, let me know. I want to give you guys a good 20 seconds, 30 seconds to write down your guesses. And yeah, so I'll give you the 30 seconds. While I give you the 30 seconds, I'm going to explain this a little bit. It is not bad to make mistakes. When we first make mistakes, or like when we learn a language, we are going to make mistakes. In the beginning, we may not realize it's a mistake, but as we get corrected, as we get feedback, as we hear more English speakers speak, the more our ear is going to develop. So if there's anyone here that thinks they know what the word order should be, feel free to write it and answer in the comments. Can you guys hear when I scratch my mic? I need a mic stand. Okay. So I studied what? I studied, oh, I don't know if I can't really see. I'm going to keep everything in black. So I studied what? I studied English. I studied English for 6 months last year. Yep, so we're going to practice some intonation. Zig Ziglar, you can definitely listen to me, repeat, and if you ever want to be a part of, me analyzing your accent, join my email list. Do what I tell you to do. Send me the code word and you will be one of the priority people to get it done. So I studied. It's not English. Remember, we have the E and the E. This is something I hear a lot. So instead of it being like an E or an English, it's English. So I studied English for 6 months last year. I studied English for 6 months last year. I studied English for 6 months last year. Did you guys hear that? Last year. Last year. Mhm. Yes, we talked about this just earlier. So it turns into, or it doesn't have to, but very often it doesn't connect to speech. Last year. Last cheer. Last cheer. Okay. Right? We talked about this, Pedro. So I studied English. And then for, you know what it sounds like in connected speech? Kind of sounds like fur. Okay, like fur. Instead of for in connected speech, you might hear fur. So I studied English for 6 months last year. For 6 months last year. I studied English for 6 months last year. I studied English for 6 months last year. Feel free to watch the replay. This is about 56 seconds. I might make a clip out of this just so you guys can re-listen to this later. Okay, I'm going to quickly go over some comments. I don't want to ignore you guys. Ooh, lots of questions. Oh yeah, okay. Hi, Harling. Harling did accent analysis last live. Hello. I will move to the USA. Yeah, so we say I will move to the USA. The USA. So you can say I will move to America. No, the. So I will move to America, or I will move to the USA. But I'm afraid about that. That's okay. Watch my playlist. I have a playlist on YouTube. Tips for immigrants in Canada and the United States. And then I have Speak Like an American. So pronunciation and tips. You think when we live in immersion, we learn more? Generally speaking, yes. But I know a lot of people that have spent years years in another language and don't speak it at all. So it takes courage, it takes practice. You know, it's important to practice because it's very easy to live somewhere and not speak the language. So hi RR, and that's okay. I get nervous too. It's like an exam evaluation. It's like free feedback. It's fun. I love it. I love it. That's okay. I went for a little. Now you're back. Welcome back. How can I send voice messages? Um, are you on my email list, Pedro? Sign up for my email list. I'll give instructions. Yes. All right. So you need some intonation practice. We're doing it. We're practicing it here. And join my email list. Link in description. It's join general email list, and you'll get updated. This is very natural. So you know the sounds and pronunciation, but the rhythm and intonation aspect is difficult. It takes practice. Good. Did you or DJ? I'm not really sure. I'm not sure what you mean. Sorry. And you're very welcome. I'm going to continue now. Let's continue. So again, I studied English for 6 months last year. I like this. This is fun. Do you guys like this? I'm starting to like this. Okay, we're going to listen to the rest.
To improve my pronunciation. I want to improve my pronunciation.
Just writing this down.
I'm working in logistics company. I'm responsible.
Okay, we're going to do this sentence and then I'll go to the next sentence. All right. So there's 2 different ways you can say this, but I'll say the standard way. So to, if you want to be fancy, you can say to. Usually in connected speech, English speakers do not realize this, but they'll say to improve. So I want to improve my pronunciation. Pronunciation. Shin. Enunciation. Pronunciation. So I want to improve my pronunciation. I want to improve my pronunciation. What might happen, what happens very often. I've mentioned this before, but the T kind of disappears. And native speakers might say, I wanna improve my pronunciation. I wanna improve my pronunciation. Or I want to improve my pronunciation. There we go. Let me know if you have questions. And then let's continue.
Of in logistics company. I'm responsible of.
Okay, sorry, I actually should erase my board before I start listening so I can keep up.
French pronunciation. I'm working in logistics company.
All right. First, we're going to talk about a mistake. So I'm going to share with everyone what I've written down. And you guys can tell me if you think you know what should be changed or what's missing. So I'm working in logistics company. I'll give you 15 seconds, 5 seconds to read it, decide, and then type if there's anyone that wants to test their English, because this is a good way to actively, test yourself. So I'll tell you in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, I almost forgot how to count. 1. All right. So I think in Arabic, you might not have articles. So you'd say, I'm working in a logistics company or for, whatever, for or in. Mm, So I'm working in a logistics company. I feel like I want to say for. Yeah, I feel for feels better. Or like fur. I'm working for a logistics company. I'm working for a logistics company. Logistics company. Oh, I like how you said that. So should it be a or the? A. I'm working for a logistics company in general. It's just there's no specific one. However, if we already know, like if there's just one, or if we're being really specific, you could say, I'm working for the logistics company, like the company. You know which company, the company. Maybe there's only one, maybe they know, but you are speaking in a general sense, just like in general, en général, je travaille pour une compagnie. Pas la compagnie, or le. I think you speak French too. Like it's like just a company being general. So great question. So a company is general. Unless you've already talked about it, so you can say, the name of the company. I work for the company. Yeah, the company I just mentioned, it's specific, the company. But here, yeah, I'm working for a logistics company. I don't know if there should be a capital L. I should double check. All right. I'm going to take a little break as I erase this to answer a question. And that question is, I'm just going to move my laptop before it gets too hot and starts on fire or something. Okay. Do you think that when we watch movies and series, it's better than when we watch English classes? Ah, this is a good question. I think it depends on your goal, depends on your English level. Um, I'm going to share with you what I think as a language learner. So, English is my first language, French is my second advanced level, Spanish is my second intermediate, or third language, sorry, and then Ukrainian is my lower one. I really believe in immersion and like real life experiences, listening to TV shows, listening to movies, changing my phone. I changed my phone to French, to Spanish, to Ukrainian to try to like immerse myself in the language. So I think when we're babies, when we're kids, we don't study grammar books. Your mom isn't like, all right, Pedro, today we're going to learn I am, you are. No, we hear the language, we practice, we get feedback. And I think that's the best way to learn a language. But I think there is a place and a time and a place where it is a really good idea to watch English classes. For me, I find it really boring language courses. Subject, I, you, he, she, like it's just boring for me. But for example, like I have informational videos, for example, like D and Y, would you turns into would you. Like I have English classes or English lessons that I think are helpful and will target your needs and what you need. So I think it depends. I think a good mix, asking yourself, what do you need? Do you want and need structured grammar courses? Do you need or want structured pronunciation courses? Like if you have a target, watch the classes. But I think it's also important, if not sometimes more important, to just immerse yourself, speak with people, get feedback. But I think structured instructional videos or classes are sometimes helpful. It's not a black and white answer, but I think it depends. Personally, I need to have fun. I need to be engaged and stimulated when I'm learning something. If I'm going to be watching a boring grammar explanation in French or Spanish, I'm sorry, but I probably won't learn. That's just my approach. That's why I teach the way I teach. All right, let's go. Let's do the end of the message.
I'm responsible of French team. It's all for me. Thank you. I'm working in logistics company. I'm responsible of French team. It's all for me. Thank you.
Okay. Um, hmm. I'm thinking because I think you're translating for French as well. But maybe not. Because in French we say je suis le responsable de quelque chose, right? So we wouldn't say I am a responsible of something. In English, we say to be responsible for something. Responsible. I'm trying to think. Sometimes when you learn more languages, it's hard to remember how things are spelled. For. I'm going to show you my thoughts and then how I would probably say it. Because there's multiple ways of saying that. Okay, so you said, I am a responsible of, oh my gosh, what did you say? I forget. The French team? Wait. Oh.
Working in logistics company. I'm responsible of French team.
Of French team. Okay, good. All right, so you said, I am a responsible. Like I said, it's a French thing to say. I translate everything for French. Yeah, that's perfect. Je suis le responsable could mean I am like the boss of. So you can say, yeah, I'm going to show you a bunch of ways to say it. The boss of. Okay, so you can say I am. We're going to get rid of a responsible. So you can say I am the boss of the French team. Let's get rid of that. So I am the boss of the French team. I am the boss of the French team. However, I think it might be best to say in charge of. So in charge of means that like you probably are the boss, you direct everything. So I would say I am in charge of the French team. I'm in charge of the French team. I am in charge of the French team. I am in charge of the French team. I'm in charge of the French team. Or you can say to be responsible for something. So if it's like something that you are responsible for, trying to think of the best thing or the best way to say it, but like when it's your job to take care of something. Yes, team leader, le chef d'équipe, right? Yeah, so I am the team leader of the French team. I am the team leader of the French team. Okay, I like that you said that. Yeah, so I'm the team leader of the French team. There we go. That sounds best to me. There we go. Chef d'équipe. Yeah. All right. So that's good. If you want to come back and watch this, like the replay, you can practice with me again. This is fun. Did you like it? I'm hoping I was not too scary because I know you were nervous, which is normal. It's really normal to be nervous. Does anyone have any questions? Questions about pronunciation, intonation? Is there a sentence you would like me to say because I am finished?